Hi, I'm Laura Sabay, a CPA here on Long Island, New York, and I want to watch you for thanking this video. I help business owners fix their cash flow problems and boost their profits with my CFO for hire and part-time controller services. You can find me on the web at www.laurasabaycpa.com, or please feel free to call me at 516-532-4839. Today I'm here to talk about QuickBooks Desktop Bank Reconciliation, but first I want to talk about why it's so important to prepare a reconciliation and why your accountant always wants you to have them done. So I find with me, a lot of my clients either don't have the staff, don't have the time, the interest, or the ability to perform their monthly bank recs, and I'm here to help with that. So what's a bank rec and why do you need to do it? So a bank reconciliation is a comparison of the cash on the bank statement with the cash on the books. So it needs to be done to make sure that your accounting records reflect all valid deductions, such as bank charges, other items that cleared the bank statement that haven't been recorded. If you have anything set up on auto pay that needs to be recorded. You also need to make sure that all your deposits were recorded by the bank to make sure there's no missing money. You also want to make sure there are no unauthorized deductions from your bank account, such as from a forged check or a bank error or a transfer made by someone who has access to your account. Also, a good idea to do it is to monitor your cash flow. Cash flow is very important for a business to monitor. And you want to uncover any old outstanding checks and deposits that need to be researched, because you don't want to have any duplicate income or expenses incorrectly reported on your records and on your tax return. So differences between the balances can be due to checks which haven't yet cleared the bank but are still that have been issued and are on your books, deposits you made at the end of the month that haven't cleared the bank yet, any unrecorded bank charges or interest income, NSF checks, which is a rejected deposit because your customer, as an example, didn't have enough money in their account to fund the deposit, and errors either by you or the bank. It's possible that the bank recorded a check amount incorrectly or hasn't even recorded a deposit. So when should your bank rec be done? At a minimum monthly. So some larger businesses or businesses with cash flow issues that have keep minimal cash on hand sometimes reconcile weekly or even daily. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to do a bank reconciliation in QuickBooks Desktop software. You could also look for my other bank reconciliation videos for QuickBooks Online on the web. So I have a sample company file open, and to do a bank rec, you want to click on the banking menu item up at the top here. You scroll down to here to reconcile. So this is the screen you get when you start reconciling your bank account. You need to make sure that you're going to be reconciling the correct account. You want to make sure that this date, the statement date, is the date on your bank statement. You want to make sure this amount, the beginning balance, has not changed from the last bank statement, that it agrees with the beginning balance on your current bank statement. And you want to make sure your ending balance is correct. So I'm going to put the ending balance. We're doing a bank reconciliation as of January 31, 2018. And as I said, it's a sample company file, so it goes into the future. Now, on this screen, you could also add any bank service charges that hit your account. Make sure you're typing in the correct account. If you do class reporting, this is where you would put the class that it is applicable to, if it's applicable. And you want to put any interest income on here. And make sure that you have the correct account. You could you could do a search in there. There's different ways to find the accounts. You can click on the drop down, or you could just type in the account name and it'll pop up. So if you do have balances that don't match your prior statement, that's a whole nother topic and something we can do in another video. If anyone is interested, let me know and I'll make sure I get that done. So I'm going to continue. I have no service charges or interest on this bank statement. So I'm going to click continue, and I'm going to ignore this pop-up. Normally you don't want to ignore the pop-ups. So I'm going to unmark all. Somehow these are all marked. I'm going to hide the transactions. So in general, you do not want to ignore QuickBooks pop-up warnings. I ignored it because this is talking about in the past, and this is a sample company file, and as you see, it's obviously not in the past. So one way to go about this reconciliation is you could start with marking all, and seeing what your differences are and finding out which checks didn't clear, if that works for you. Or if you unmark all, you can click down and mark them all by holding the left button on your mouse. Or you could just click each item separately. So I'm going to mark all, then I'm going to unmark what hasn't yet cleared. So I checked my bank statement, and this April 2017 old outstanding check has not yet cleared. We're getting to the point where it should really be investigated. It should have been investigated at year end at the very latest, because if this check is not cleared and you're reissuing a check, or if it was paid twice, or if it was voided, you want to make sure your books and records are correct. And if you owe this money, you really should make sure that that bill gets paid. So the checks at the end of the month have not cleared the bank. So now we're going over here on the bottom right. It shows cleared balance, and it agrees with the ending balance, and I have zero difference. So you also want to make sure that over here on the left, that the deposits and other credits of $92,000, that's the amount on the bank statement, and that the checks or payments agrees with the amount on the bank statement. Now, checks and payments can be checks, could be ACH, could be bank charges, could be insufficient funds checks. So you just want to make sure that both of these numbers agree. I mean, if they don't, then you have to find out why. See, I have a difference of $225, and I would just click here. So one neat trick on this is you can sort by amount if you're trying to find that $220. You can sort by check number so that you can find the checks, and you can sort by date, which is pretty neat too. See, the check numbers you'll see is a little bit, they didn't issue any checks from April to January. So as I said, again, it's a sample company file, and I'm just going to sort that by date, and I'm going to reconcile now. You'll get a screen that asks you if you want to print. So depending on your QuickBooks file, it may save the history of your bank reconciliations. So I'm going to say you should print both of these to a PDF if you can. And this is a summary. This uncleared transactions is what's still outstanding. And the cleared balance, should be the bank balance right here. So I'll close this one. And here's the detail report. This shows the total checks and payments that I have cleared, the total deposits that have cleared, and other uncleared transactions is transactions that haven't cleared the bank, plus transactions after the date of the statement, which you definitely have not cleared. And that's the report you get. So we'll do that again. We'll do another reconciliation. We will do, okay, it pulls up February 28th. It will normally pull up the next month. Makes it a little bit easier. And we're going to do this. Let's just fix this date so that it rolls forward with it. Because you want to make sure that if you do enter anything in here, that it picks up the correct date. Okay, I'm going to hide transactions after the statement end date. I'm going to mark all. I know this check hasn't cleared, and I know the check at the end of the month hasn't cleared. And I'm going to reconcile now. So we're going to skip the printing of the reports, and one more reconciliation. Banking, reconcile, the month end, the balance per the bank, any bank charges or interest, the dates are correct, the accounts are correct. Continue. Up here on the top right, hide transactions after the statement end date so you don't get all this detail. I'm going to click mark all. I'm going to unclick the checks that have not cleared the bank, which is the ones at the end of the month. And over here on the right, you'll see that there is no difference. And that's it. That's reconciling a bank statement in QuickBooks Desktop. And most importantly is why you're reconciling that bank statement and what you're looking for when there are differences and how to find those differences. So thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions on this topic or any other topic, please contact me at 516-532-4839, or you can find me on the web at www.lauracba.cpa.com. Have a great day.